Hey everybody, welcome back to TechOdyssey. So I'm here to talk about the new iPhone SE 2022, or maybe we'll call it the iPhone SE 3. I don't know what we're going to call it for certain, but it's here. You can order it on Friday, which is just a couple days from now, and it'll be here on the 18th. So pretty cool. Looks like we're going to get 3 new colors, which it's still going to be a variation of black, red, and white. So, I mean, as new as you want to call it, it's the same colors, just maybe a different shade. Anyway, important things you need to know. They bumped the price up to $429. Was $399 last go around. Still has one camera on the back, but it is a newer camera, 12 megapixel camera. I'm pretty excited about that because the last round of 12 megapixel cameras that the iPhone had put out have been pretty good. So if you just want something that's going to take great photos, very simple and easy to use, and don't have to worry about the other lenses and all the other crazy stuff, this is going to be a good phone for you. And a lot of people make fun of the iPhone SE, and a lot of people are like, oh, why would anybody want this? I like it. I got the iPhone SE 2020. I used it before. The only real downside for me personally was the battery, but I use my phone very, very heavily. So if you use your phone a lot, battery may still be an issue here. Some key important upgrades. They've got the A15 Bionic in there now. Basically the latest and greatest processor. Way more power than you'll ever need. And that's the funny thing. I made a tweet saying that the 720p graphics are going to be lit with the A15. It's basically like throwing a Ferrari engine inside of a Honda Civic. That's the best way that I can describe it. You will have so much power. It's got the neural engine, all the crazy new stuff, the latest iOS updates, and the last one had that too, though. The big thing here that they're selling and marketing is, of course, the 5G. This is kind of important, and it's kind of not because the old one doesn't really need it. But the nice thing is the iPhone antennas haven't really been that great the last, basically, historically ever. So the antennas are getting better. This one, of course, has 5G for the sub-6 5G, all that cool stuff. It uses less power, but you can get a 5G connection. All the different carriers in the US have been phasing out 3G. Now, 3G has been what phones have been using to make their underlying phone calls for basically ever and ever, for a very long time. That's something that's being phased out now, or has been phased out, or is in the process of. So with the new 5G, if you've got a much older phone that doesn't support voice over LTE, then you're going to find yourself in a position where your phone may not work. If you're an old BlackBerry user, you're running into this problem right now. If you've just been hanging on to a phone for a long time, you may be running this issue as well. So it's at a key time, and also they're throwing 5G. They're doing some refresh and updates. I think it's probably going to have about the same size battery. They say better battery life. Of course, the A15, pretty good on battery. I got to say, I use the iPhone 13 Pro all the time. Phenomenal battery life. So even if they have the same size battery, with the new technology, with all the stuff in the A15 Bionic processor, it's going to get better battery life. So you'll probably get at least 4 hours of screen on time, which I think is pretty favorable for a phone this small. 4.7-inch screen, probably has 4 gigs of RAM again. There's nothing crazy underneath the hood. If you had the previous iPhone SE, there's not a whole lot of reason to upgrade. It would be nice to have the additional power, which you probably won't really even utilize, but you will have the new camera, which will be nice, and you'll also have 5G. But the thing is with the previous iPhone SE, it already supports voice over LTE, so if it's working fine for you now, don't feel compelled to go out and buy the new one because you're not going to see a whole lot of benefit in day-to-day performance. However, if you're using an older phone, if you're using an old Android phone, if you're using an older phone that's outdated, if you're ready to get a new phone and you want to hang on to that form factor because, of course, it has the fingerprint sensor on there, it has Touch ID, a lot of people like that. So you'll be good to go there. Plus, it's going to have ceramic shield on there, which is not very shieldy. I just made a video today talking about how terrible the Gorilla Glass Victus is, or the Victus Plus, against surface scratches. The ceramic shield is the same way. It's good for actual impacts and for purposeful scratches and things that might actually mess it up. But those little surface and micro abrasions, it's kind of got a soft surface, so it does pick those up readily. Anyway, so $429, you can order it Friday. It'll be out, I believe it's the 18th. And yeah, it's a decent phone. It's a solid upgrade. If you want to spend $400 and get an iPhone, it's a really good option. If you don't care about the bigger phones, if you don't want the big gigantic one, if your older iPhone is working for you and you just want to get a newer one because yours is kind of old and dated and getting phased out, this is a really good option. It comes at a pivotal time where people are looking to get a new phone. And of course, with everything else being expensive nowadays, $429 looks pretty lucrative, right? When you look at all the other phones, everything's $600, $700, $1,000. Of course, the Pixel 6 looked really good at $599. This looks pretty good at $429. And if you were looking for something to compete with that, probably around May or June timeframe, it looks like we're going to have the Pixel 6a, which will probably be about the same price point, if not very, very close. So It's got the Touch ID on the front, which is kind of a relic of the past in the iPhone world, but I like it. I really wish they would find a way to incorporate it into the power button with the newer phones, like they have with their iPads. It works so well. Why not, right? Also, it's got center stage. It's got all the latest improvements with iOS. It's going to be a good phone. IP67 dust and water resistance. For $429, I think it's going to be a solid pickup. If you're curious about it, if you're interested in it, go ahead and grab it. If you don't want one, then don't buy one. I'm not here to sell you one. Just wanted to talk about it after the event to give you my thoughts on it, tell you kind of some of the new stuff, and we'll go from there. I'm going to go ahead and order one, so I'll get it. I'll review it when it comes out. Again, it's not going to get here till probably like the 18th or whatever. It's only the 8th today, so we've still got a little bit of time. But go out there, check out some more information. I'll probably have another video about it before now and then. It's an iPhone SE. They're not the most exciting thing that Apple makes, but they do definitely fit into a slot for people who want to have Apple, who want access to the ecosystem. iMessage, iTunes, Apple TV Plus, all the crazy stuff. You can get all that on the tiny little 4.7-inch package, which you can't really even call too tiny because it's essentially the same size as the iPhone 13 mini. This one just has the bezels and it has the fingerprint sensor. They fit basically into the same size. So it's just kind of like the iPhone mini, except they have a fingerprint sensor and you get basically a little bit smaller screen just because of the bezels. But overall, it'll be a good phone if you buy it and if you're interested in this kind of device, then you'll like it. And that's kind of what it's for. So that's all I got. If you have any questions or comments, please head down to the comment section. I'll get back with you. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like and the subscribe button and the little notification bell if you want updates when new videos come out. And as always, thanks for being here. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you guys next time.